Find the 60th root of unity and represent them on an Argand diagram. Okay, so the 60th root of unity are the complex numbers that satisfy the equation z raised to the power 6 is equals to 1. So we can write 1 in polar form. Remember, the polar form of a complex number can be written as r cos theta plus I sin theta. In this case, our r is 1, so we're just going to have it as cos. Since 1 is a positive real number, then we'll just say cos 0 plus I sin 0, like that. So this means that z power 6 is equals to 1 in polar form is cos 0 plus I sin 0, like this. So in this case, clearly theta is 0. Theta is 0 degrees. And the reason why we've chosen theta to be 0 degrees because when you look at the Argand diagram, this is the imaginary axis, this is the real axis. So simply, because we just have 1, which is just real, that's why we're getting the angle there to just be 0. So I can write this as z power 6 is equals to cos theta plus I sin theta, of which I know that my theta is 0 degrees. So the generalized version of this will be z power 6 is equals to cos theta plus a complete revolution, that's 2 pi k, plus I sin, again, theta plus 2 pi k, like that. But remember, our theta is 0, so this means that z power 6 is equals to cos 2 pi k plus I sin 2 pi k. 2 pi k, like this. Now, it's important to note that on the left-hand side, we have a power 6. So to get rid of that power 6, I'm going to multiply both sides by, or raise both sides with the power 1 over 6. So first of all, k is just the list of positive integers. And in this case, since we want 6 roots, then we'll say k is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This gives us k having 6 values. So to get rid of this power 6, I'll say z is equals to, open bracket, cos 2 pi k plus I sin 2 pi k. And all this is raised to the power 1 over 6. Because I multiplied both sides, I raised both sides with power 1 over 6 so that that cancels out. So now, if this is the case, then I can use de Moivre's theorem. Now, applying de Moivre's theorem here, de Moivre's theorem says that the power that I have there can multiply with the angle that I have inside there. So it will look something like this. So according to the theorem states that if I have cos, let's say theta, plus I sin theta, then this is equals to, first of all, this is raised to the power n. Then this is equals to cos, that n multiplies theta. Also here, that n multiplies theta. So now, the n that we have in this case is 1 over 6. So we have to convert, or rather, that 1 over 6 must multiply with the angle. So it will look something like this. We'll say z is equals to, open bracket, cos 1 over 6 times, so I'll say 1 over 6 multiplied by 2 pi k. Then plus I sin, again 1 over 6 multiplies 2 pi k. We know that k is just that the value is 0 up to 5. So this means that my z, I can now say z subscript k because it is in terms of k. So z subscript k is equals to the 2 can cancel, leaving us with something like this: cos pi k divided by 3. If I reduce it, plus I sine, same thing, pi k divided by 3. All right, so now, how do we proceed from here? So to start with, what we have as zk, we have cos pi k divided by 3 plus I sine pi k divided by 3. But remember, we know what k is. K is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I can go ahead and start replacing that. So when k is 0, what happens? So if I replace k with 0, it means that zk will be equals to cos 0 plus I sine 0. If I replace k with 0, this will just be 0, that will be 0. So now this is a z0. So z subscript 0. This whole thing just gives us 1, like that. And we know that 1 is completely real, meaning that if this is the complex number, then theta is simply 0 degrees. And that's the point that we have right here. So if this point here is 1 positive, this one is 1 negative. Remember, this is the imaginary axis. Then this here represents the real axis. So this is a positive 1 again. And down here we have a negative 1. So the complex number, z0, is simply 1 and it's at 0 degrees. So let me label it here as this is here is our z0. So we'll do the same. When k is 1, we're finding z1. This means that I replace, remember, I'm replacing in the original expression that I have on top there. That will be cos, since k is 1, it will be cos pi over 3 plus I sine pi over 3, like this. So this means that z1 is equals to, now, cos pi over 3, this is just a cos 60. The cos of 60 is half, plus the sine of 60, or pi over 3, is root 3 over 2. Now for this one, it is at an angle 60 degrees. And it's a complex number that I have right here as z1. Now, some of you might not understand where the 60 degrees is coming from. In simple terms, this 60 degrees is simply the argument of what we have. Let me quickly show you. To find the 60 degrees, just find the argument. Remember, argument is found by theta is equals to the tan inverse of the imaginary part, which is root 3 over 2, divided by the real part, which is half. So theta is equals to the tan inverse of root 3 over 2 multiplied by 2 over 1. Of which this is simply equals to the 2 can cancel, leaving us with the tan inverse of root 3. And the tan inverse of root 3 is 60 degrees. So that's how I obtain that 60 degrees. So for the next complex numbers, I'll just be finding the angles without showing you, because now you know where it's coming from. The angle is simply you finding the argument of that particular complex number. So if that's the case, let's also find the complex number when k is 2. So if I replace in the original, remember the original replacing is this one that I have here on top. I'm just replacing k in this one here. So if I replace k with 2, I'll get cos, say z2 is equals to cos, so now it will be 2 pi over 3, like this, plus I sine 2 pi over 3. So the complex number in question is this one right here. This here is our Z2. So the complex number, if this reduces, if we find the exact value of cos 2 pi over 3, if you use radians, you'll get negative half plus I root 3 over 2, like that. Okay, so for this one, it's at an angle theta. Theta is at 120 degrees. All right, so now we know what is happening. So let me just write everything as 1. Let's just remove this. So when k is 1, the complex number Z1 is half plus I root 3 over 2, where theta is 60 degrees. When k is 2, Z2 is the complex number negative half plus I root 3 over 2, for theta being at 120. Remember, to find the 120, you just have to find the argument. So when k is 3, Z3 is equals to negative 1. And negative 1 is at an angle 180 degrees. Right here. So this here is our Z3. So next, when k is 4, this is Z4. This is the complex number, negative half minus root 3 over 2. And the theta for this one is simply 240 degrees. And that's the complex number that we have here. So this here is our Z4. So for the last one, when k is 5, it means that Z5 is equals to the complex number half minus I root 3 over 2, with theta being at 300 degrees. So this here is our Z5. So these are the 6 complex numbers that we obtain. So now we're going to connect these 6 complex numbers. So connecting these complex numbers simply forms a hexagon like this. So once that is done, we can now connect those points and you'll see that a perfect circle will be formed. And we obtain something like this. So this is when all the points are connected. First of all, if you just draw lines, we're going to form a hexagon, but a circle can be formed as well. So there we have it.